So after Mr. Motsibi died, I became closer with Mr. Motsumi. So we were doing rides and just social, sitting and just talking like a father and son. Not that there was anything specific that would phone each other, hey, let's have a meeting. No, there was nothing like that. It was a father and son.
Can I ask you about 2 of the 12 meetings that I have identified? On the 19th of May, 2025, if you go to page 591, and that would be file 2 of 4.
Yes.
If you see there on the 19th of May, he sends you an entry code for the first time at 1420. He sends it twice at 1420.
Yes.
2 different codes. If you then go to page 762, do you see it? 762 at the same time, 2:21:03 p.m. chat 6.
Okay.
You see, you forward a code to Sergeant Moraka, and you've saved him as Sergeant Moraka K9. Is that because he's a K9 unit sergeant?
Yes.
And if you go down to page 780, 780, on the same day, same time essentially, you also forward a code to see Mr. Motsumi to someone who you have saved as Mpela K9. Is that Sergeant Mpela of K9?
That's correct.
What were you organizing for yourself, Sergeant Moraka and Sergeant Mpela, to do to meet at Mr. Motsumi's house on the 25th of May, which was a Monday afternoon? Sorry, the 19th of May, 2025, which was a Monday afternoon. Why were the 3 of you meeting with Mr. Motsumi?
We're just meeting, not say meeting. We're just sitting there.
But this is a Monday afternoon. You're all presumably on duty.
Afternoon.
Yes, if you look at those codes, they are codes. Let's just look at the one at 780. They're codes that are sent at 2:35 p.m. and they stop being valid at 17:30.
Yes.
So it was just a social meeting of the 3 of you, of the 4 of you.
Sergeant Moraka K9 is also a biker too. I usually go with him wherever I go on a bike. Same applies with other colleagues who are bikers that are not there. But on this one, I was with Sergeant Moraka. I got my coat, he got his coat. I think I was going to drop off the bike for service, and then Mpela was coming behind with the car. That is why I've sent him the code as well. But these two, they've got no relationship with Mr. Motsumi. I'm the one who's got the relationship with him.
But this is on a Monday afternoon. What are you doing with two colleagues going to Mr. Motsumi on a Monday afternoon?
His social life is after work.
No. We looked at the Sergeant Impela code, which was valid until 5:30, and you said he came later. Take a look at the codes that are your codes and Sergeant Moraka at, let's go to Sergeant Moraka at page 762. Can you go to 762? And you'll see Sergeant Morocco's code expired at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
And your code also at 584, you'll see, at 591, you'll see also expired at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So the two of you were going off to visit Mr. Motsumi on a Monday afternoon between 2 and 2:30.
And Chair, maybe to rectify, it's a clubhouse. You know, in the estates, there are clubhouses.
Yes.
Where everybody gets in. So usually here, we might not have met or seen Mr. Motsumi, I'm just saying, but I remember it was myself and Moraka, Sergeant Moraka, we go often to eat on the clubhouse there. We would phone Mr. Motsumi, Baba Skelugiola, then he give us the code for the clubhouse. These are the codes for the clubhouse, and they might be numerous because we went numerous times there.
Yes, but if you look then at the Impela code, the Impela code is set to expire at 5:30 in the afternoon. So if Sergeant Impela is coming with a car to pick you up later, it means that you contemplate that you will spend the entire afternoon at Waterfall Clubhouse, at the very least, even if you aren't meeting Mr. Motsumi.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sure about that, but something like that.
So you on an entry?
Afternoon off.
Yes, because you went to the clubhouse on an entry code that would only let you in latest 2:30, and you had Sergeant Impela picking you up much later with a code that expired at 5:30. Is this just taking the afternoon off? There's no meeting with Mr. Motsumi. What's going on?
I can't be sure about that. As I explained that to me and between myself and Mr. Motsumi, there is no template time when he stipulates, let's have a meeting at 2 or at 5. So whenever that he feels he wants to see me, hey, make a turn, or I want to see Baba Nyeza, I will pass there, and then, so I can't comment, I can't be sure really, so that I must not say misquoted.
Well, let me ask the question differently. Was this visit to Mr. Motsumi relating to police business?
Police.
With Mr. Moraka, let me assist you here possibly. If you go to 763, you'll see that early in the morning, the next day, so this visit is on the 19th of May,
Yes.
and at the top of the page on 763, on the 20th of May at 7:53 in the morning, you send a license plate to Sergeant Morocco.
Yes.
Do you know why you would, presumably you're sending it to him for him to trace it?
No, I can't remember.
Well, why would you send a license plate to Sergeant Morocco?
Okay. I've got in my phone, I've got the app that we usually use. We call it MCD, where you usually circulate vehicles and cell phone and so forth. Now, at that time, I was revoked. Then when I'm revoked, I usually ask Sergeant Moraka to check for me. If he's not revoked, then he would. But in this matter, I can't recall on why did I send this registration, but I do send if there is a need.
But what possible reasons are there for sending Sergeant Morocco a license plate? A license registration number? What have you ever sent license registration numbers to him for? For what purpose? You see, when I look at your chats, I see you often seem to be sending him license plates to trace the registered owner. Even the very next chat, on the 29th of May, you send a picture of a man sitting on a car with a message, "Who's the registered owner of this vehicle?"
Yes.
So, is there any other reason why you might have sent this license plate number to Sergeant Morocco other than trying to find out who the registered owner is?
No.
Well, then let's get back to the previous question then. Was this meeting with Sergeant Morocco at Waterfall, well, first of all, was it a meeting just the two of you, or was it with Mr. Motsumi? What I understood your evidence to be earlier was that you may have gone in early and had lunch together before proceeding to Mr. Motsumi.
Okay. I can't quite remember clearly if Mr. Motsumi was there, but at the guest house, when we want to go there at the clubhouse, I usually phone him that send the code. We are 3 or we are 4. So the person that I'm close with most, that is the reason you'll see most of the time, even when I do my other piece jobs, is I'm with Mr. Moraka. So most of the time, my chat and Mr. Moraka will appear.
No, I understand that, but my question is, would this have been a meeting just the two of you for lunch, or would it, and with Sergeant Mpela picking you up later, or was it planned for you to meet for lunch and then go to see Mr. Motsumi? Have you ever met with Mr. Motsumi in the Waterfall estate with Sergeant Mpela?
Yes.
And this particular occasion on the 19th of May, do you have any recall about it?
No. Okay, to add on that, I do meet Mr. Motsumi more often. It will depend on that particular day, who am I driving with. But Mr. Mpela and Moraka, they are my friends. Wherever I go, they are there. Sometimes there isn't maybe this code is seen is because of he was driving a different vehicle.
But would this be police business? Because you're meeting him during working hours. I mean, is this meeting to do with police business, or is it just taking the day off?
No. These ones are working shifts, Sergeant Morak and Sergeant Mpile. So you will find that most of the time they are not working on that day, or they are working night shift. Then I would call, hey, gents, let's go eat. Gents, let's go play. So
your assessment of the situation is that the two of you may not have been on duty, you may have been working shifts and off duty, and you phoned up Mr. Motsumi to arrange to let you into the estate to have lunch at the clubhouse, and you may or may not have met Mr. Motsumi afterwards, together, the three of you. Is that correct?
I'm not sure if I understand your question.
I'm trying to understand the nature of these, I'll call them meetings,
Yes.
where you go with more than one colleague, and you're all given entrance codes by Mr. Motsumi, and you all enter. But your evidence seems to be that maybe you just go to the clubhouse and have lunch and have a long afternoon lunch together. And then, even though it's a Monday, but you can do that because maybe you're not on duty. Is that what you're saying?
Sort of, yes.
Can I ask you about another one? If we go to the 25th of June, and that one is on, it starts on page 602 in the same file.
Let me ask my question so that I don't forget it. When you answered a question earlier about Mr. Mraka, you said when you do your peace jobs, you are with him. Or what are these peace jobs you're referring to?
I do bike events, not exactly bike events, metric dance on bikes. I do funerals. I do, yes.
It's not SAPS business that you're referring to when you say peace jobs.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr.
And I'm assuming these people that you teach to ride, such as Mr. Motsumi, they pay you for that. So when you teach him to ride a bike, when you give him lessons, I think maybe that's a better term. Does he pay you for that?
That's correct.
Why is it funny, Sergeant?
I'm trying to find a way to put it nicely.
You're giving people lessons. I mean, it's some expertise that you have. You're sharing it with other people. It's your time which is valuable to you. I'm assuming they would be paying you for your time and the lessons.
That's correct.
Thanks.
Can we look at 25 June, on page 602, you see there at 1803.42 again, there are two codes that are sent to you, which will give you access.
603.
6:03 p.m., 1803, 6:03 p.m.
Which page?
So,
Page 602.
sorry, page 602. 602. Sorry, I thought you were asking about time. 602, and the time is 6:03 p.m., 1803. And you see, Mr. Motsumi sends two codes to you, And then if you go down to 764, you'll see you send one of those codes again to Sergeant Moraka. This is a chat number 5, 6:10 in the afternoon.
Page mark, which, oh, sorry. Which page?
764.
764.
And then you'll see on 775 that you also send a code to Constable Matule.
That's correct.